How's going, everyone? Um, I'm going to show you an Electron app. I made this because I finished one of my games made in GDevelop, and I was wondering what's the best way to create an installer for that game. So I searched here, and I know the GDevelop can export your game as an installer itself, but look at this. Let me show you the difference between the regular export. As you can see here, you can build manually or export to another. So if, for instance, I choose desktop, new folder, export. Okay, so I select this folder, and I really need to choose here to which kind of export I want. So this is for HTML file. For mobile, could be the APK or the Android app. For desktop, could it be Windows, Mac OS, or Linux? So you can choose between these two if you want to export your game for Windows. This one is going to create a zip file, and this is an auto installer, but I don't like how this works. Let me show you. Let's get package this. Six minutes. What the fuck? Okay, don't worry. Let's get going here. So this is a basic Electron app. Okay, let me zoom this. Okay, so in my configuration of in my settings, let's put this 20. So you can see the font size increased, and clear the terminal. Okay, so assuming you know something about Electron apps, I'm not going to explain everything down here. This is a pretty much basic app. Let's put this 16 because it's pretty bigger. Okay, So we have our package, which is created with the first thing we have to do when we create a new app in Electron is to set up our package. Okay, so we create a folder in any place. In my case is here. It's named app with 3 P's. So inside this folder I have my VS Code settings and the Git node. This is in charge to do not submit or commit the node modules, because this is a pretty big folder, 235 megabytes. So we don't want to upload this to the GitHub repo, and that is set up here. When you create, let me show you. When you create a GitHub repo, you can select here is the project, the Electron, what the fuck. So when I create this repo, I selected this, and this one are in charge to ignore all the node modules. And if we want to change that, I don't really know how to. But when you, let me show you. When you create the new one, here you can assign the git ignore template. So here you choose node, and this way, normally here I choose mid. So this way you're telling to ignore all the node modules when you commit or push some of the changes. Okay, so that being said, I have a folder named app01 intro, and inside when you really is the very first time you create just a folder and install the node modules, you go here. Let me show you. Let's just create a new folder, a ppp. So let's copy this here and this one here, sorry, and this one here. So this is the basic configuration. So now I create my app 01, and I came here and new folder. No, not like this, because this is adding here new work folder. No, sorry, this one. Okay, so now we have here the app folder, the ignore, and the Visual Studio settings. So now we go to this location and here we install the node modules. This is like npm install Electron dash dash save dash dash dep. I think it's like this. I don't really remember. Yeah, it's okay. So this way, now if we go inside, this is installed or not. I don't know why it's not showing. Open. Let me check the documentation. This is Electron. Electron. What the fuck? This one. So now let's get start or whatever is this. Download, see more, get start, quick start. Oh sure, I have to add these ones. The first thing is to clone. PowerShell and desktop. So now here, no, not here. Well, yeah, here is good. We clone the, can't clone. Okay, so here we have the quick start with all these. That is a starter, but we can do this too, because this has a lot of things ready made. The renderer, the style, the preload, the package, everything here. But you can do this step by step, which is what I want to show you. So let's get back to Electron. Docs, quick start, prerequisites. So you need to install Node. Just follow these instructions, and when you are done installing Node and Git and Yarn and everything, you just get back to the folder. In this case we are going to use app01, so cd app01, and here we have to create that package.json npm init. So let me expand this here we are going to set the app name, my game, the package name, my game, the version 1.0.0, description, this is an app some game, index.js. In my case, I'm calling this main.js, not index. Test command, maybe start. Git repo. Since we don't have a repo for this one, GDevelop, that, but let's create a repo just for the tutorial. GitHub. So new one, my game. An example, add a readme, digit we set to node, and we set this to meet, and create that repo. So now just copy and paste here. Keywords, game, my game, and what the fuck, author, license, MIT, and this is the package itself. So it's my game, the name, description, everything we set up. If everything is okay here, we just press Y, E, S, and now inside our app folder we have this package, okay, with all the requires. So now, following the tutorial here, when we have our package created, we can do this. We have to make sure that we are here in this directory, okay, and just install the Electron here. This is going to download all the node modules. As you can see, it's downloading all the modules here. Once finished, normally you want to do npm audit fix. Okay, everything is good. If you have some red values here, you maybe want to do npm update. So this is going to be to update all your node modules. Okay, so as you can see here, a new package -log was created with almost the same info, but with some of the modules of Electron are added here, and other modules. Every one of them are added here, so it's easy for you later to use when we create. Remember, when we create our package, we set the main. And here's in the example was index.js, but I named main.js. So now here we add a new file and name main.js, and this is going to be the file which is in charge of everything in your app. Look at this main here in my other app. When you want to call the Electron itself, this is how you do. You require the Electron, and here you can pass which module to be included in this require, and you have all of this available. All of this inside here are the modules available for you when you call a require. So there is others like path. This is for file system. This is for zip and unzip. This is file system extra. This is a customized module that I made for the dialog window. And this is how you start here. So what you can do is to create here a new folder, call it JS. Another one, call it images. Another one like CSS, and finally another one called assets, and put all those three here. So in the assets folder you have here the styles, for instance, .css. Here you can have the preload .js and the renderer .js. I don't remember if it's renderer or just render. This renderer, okay. So this structure is pretty much the basic. How do you connect your application is you write almost all the code here in the main, and then make that connection with the renderer and the preload. That's the architecture of an Electron app. If you can see here, for instance, I have my main, all the requirements here in the upper part of the script, the variables. These ones are used as global. This is for control the window size, if it's frame. Let me show you something. If we start Let's just copy the example here. Uh, uh, uh. This is not completed at all. Here. So we have our main.js, which requires app and browser windows and path. This is a module used to resolve directories into path. Since we are move the preload inside assets the slash js slash preload. So this preload is this one. Dir name is the current directory, which is this one, where all the app resides. So with path and this function, we pass a path and we join the string argument. So we are really telling the system this one, this go to app 01 and assets and js and preload.js. This is the same. Of course, it's not only app01. If we are in Windows, this is going to be like C, something like that. So path join is creating that structure depending on which OS we are. If we are on Mac OS or in a Linux distribution. Here is the width and height of the window. Since we don't have all of the code, this is not going to work. So let's get back and copy this into the preload. And we have to create an index. This is going to be inside asset itself, index.html. I think I did that. Yeah, inside index. Okay, so now inside index we copy this and I think we don't need anything of that. With this code, if we run, this has to work. Let's check it out. So we are on the app01 and now let's get npm, and one thing we have to do to run this is maybe add the Electron to the package. Let's change this start to start, and this has to be Electron dot, I think. I don't remember. So let's check it out. So here we specify this script, and here we name something. This can be start or begin or whatever we want, and here we what we want to execute. So npm start is going to call the Electron here, which is going to call main, I think. But this is not working at all. Let me check. I missed something for sure. Oh, the renderer. Never copied the renderer. Preload. And what is npm start? npm start. If you want to cancel the terminal and you are in Windows, you can Control C to cancel. npm start. What's that? I don't. No, not start. npm. So this is good. This is good. This is okay. Browser require. This is good. This one. I know. I know what it is. Into the main, we are trying to load a window, and we are pointing index dot html, but this is not here. It's not inside the app01 itself. Is inside the asset folder, so we need to point this here. And now if we run start, we start the application. So here, for instance, we want the body background to be black. Just adding this to the styles. Think rename one is styles. If we look our index here, we need to change or add that styles, because it's not added here. So since I don't remember exactly how to add the next style, let's copy one of these. Where is the style sheet? Here. Edit. Here between head we paste this one, cross origin out, media all, it's okay, rel style sheet dot data ref. No, this is not right at all. Wait, this 3 is cool. HTML CSS styles. Jesus Christ, how to do this easily? This one. I don't know what is data href. That's because it's just href. I didn't remember that. So here we set this to set CSS styles dot CSS, and the integrity part in the cross origin goes out. So here assets CSS, and here we are telling the app that what we want is the body background black. So now let's start, and this is not going to work because styles is not loading, and is because the assets folder, you can see here, is duplicated. So only need to reference this part dot CSS styles. Let's run this again, and now we have our black background. If we want to have a black background, maybe we want to set the piece and maybe dips to color white. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and hash. So the text is going to be visible now, but not the H1. So we add here H1, H2, H3, whatever we want to be white. This is just CSS and HTML files. So how can we connect everything here, right here, with our app? Is everything in the Electron documentation. Some advanced examples are here, and what really I wanted to show you instead of all this is how you create the basic template manually, but you can just clone a repo from Electron and everything is there for you. But what I really want to show you is the difference between a customized installer and the installer of GDevelop. So we can download this. Okay, so this is the executable file, and this is a zipped file of the game. So if I run the X file, it auto install the app and launch the app, the game itself. So this is an example I made. In open, no, get subscription, now open, sorry. So if I open this, export, no, downloads, maybe, yeah, downloads, and confirm. Why? Because it's not finished yet. Okay, so now it's finished. Let's extract this. And here we have our game. So if we execute this, the game starts itself without installing the game in our system. This is the installer, and this one is the other. But you maybe want to create some professional installer for your game. There is some software like InnoSetup, I think, InnoSetup, or Install Shield. There is a couple of them, but I don't like this kind of installers because it looks so old, so Windows XP. I don't know. Look, this installer. It's look pretty old. Look at that. It's like you are installing, I don't know, Doom 1. An installer so old. I like something like this to install my game, which is what I made here. So let me change directory to B, and here we are going to run this, and this is the installer for my game. This is just a HTML, CSI, an image for background, This is the dialog for the user to choose where he wants to install the game. The install button and close here. If you saw earlier here, this is a B, I don't know, and this is CD. If we start this example, this doesn't look as I like, because this has this menu here, the top bar, the buttons to close, maximize or minimize the app, and I don't like the UI of this kind of application. I like the new one. So in this app, I remove the top bar, the menu, the buttons to close the app, because I don't want to be there. Just a button to close in case I don't want to install the game. Want to choose the folder. In my case, I'm testing the install here, installing one of my games. So I select the folder. As you can see here, C users, desktop, program files, hit install. Here the game start installing. Really copy one directory from within my Electron application and moving that to the selected directory by the user. Then play now opens the program files and the game named directory, and then the user can just play the game normally. And that way you can customize your GDevelop installer to be more modern, minimalistic installer, not like the install shield or no setup. Look, these installers, I'm not saying this is good or not, it's up to you, but I don't like how this installer shows here. This guy never test the installer itself. I don't know. Here, Jesus Christ, 10 minutes of video, never tested the installer itself. I don't know what crap of videos are there. Well, as you can see, install shield is a little better than setup, but I'm still thinking this is old and it's not fancy at all. This is too much modern, and every time you click play you get the folder of the game open. and since this is uninstalled, I don't need anything else to do. I mean, this piece of software is only used one time. There is no other use for this. Just choose a folder where you want to install the game and hit install and play. There's a way for you to run the application, but it's running inside the Electron. I think I have that code here. Let me put the font size to 40 because I don't see anything here. I think I have that here somewhere. No, I think I removed that. But with something like this code, you call that child process and execute start, and you pass here the path, which in my case, for instance, is program files. I think is Alana, the princess, blah blah blah, dot x. So with this command, with this you're saying, okay, so if the user touch the button or press the button play, execute this path, and the game is going to run when he hit play. But I maybe delete this. Don't need that there. And the code is here is a madness because I don't really know how this works exactly, but I made some functions. This is to unzip the game. As you can see here, there is no game. Here's my game, which is like this one. Is like this one, the zip file we download from GDevelop. So if we want to sorry, yeah, do it, don't open, just okay, so this zip file, copy, reset, paste. Let's rename this game to other thing, and let's name this game. So now if we run the installer, select directory, let's delete this one, select program files, install, and we have an error because we don't have permissions in that directory. Let me change. And we try to install there. I don't know what's happening here. What is happening here? Maybe I have some code commented here. Options, and I forgot to uncomment. Console directory exist. Let's move this game thing out of here. Maybe it's because the name is different. I don't remember. If I added some functions to check the game name. File. So this is going to be structure or wherever. Yeah, structures example. But this don't have any permission. No, this is not. This don't have any permission. So. No, not here. Here. What the fuck? This is extracted here, not in game. Sorry, I missed one step. So resources locals, this. Whoa. Let me check something, because I think I messed it up a lot. Yeah, this index is okay. So these ones can be deleted. These ones JS. Okay, so this maybe I'm going to change this, so if you want to use this kind of installer, we are going to add our game here so we don't mess up with the files of the application. Anyway, let me show you what was wrong there. So the app needs the game, okay, the game as a zip file, but you have to select all the files, compress as a zip file, and name this as game zip, and the other one, I think I delete that. No, I moved here. Let me check that. So here, as you can see, is game and game zip. So for your app to run, for the installer to run, we need to add here into the assets folder a zip file called game. We can just do this, call this game dot zip, and inside we need to create a new folder, but this is not extract. Okay, so now we have game. When we extract the content of this game.zip, so now we add this folder, name it game, to the compress zip file. I'm going to create a game parentheses 2 zip, okay, so now we delete the game and the game itself, and if we go inside the game zip, we have game, and that's what the installer needs. Needs a game zip with a folder inside named game, and here is your GDevelop game itself. So now we can go here, start, select a folder, for instance the program files, and install the game. So here, this game zip, I don't know if you saw it, but is extracted inside the Electron application. and then with that function which is here, move directory, I think I call move to user folder. So this function is moving the game folder from here to the user desktop. And if we play, we open the game. I know maybe it's hard to understand, but it's pretty easy to use. Let me change this game to the game itself because I want to try installing this game. So now let's run this. Let's check the program files and install the game. And now if we play, we are playing the Alana game. Just like that. And that is that. I don't know, I think it's a good solution for me to create the new installers of my games. I'm going to share this whole project, this whole Electron project, so anyone can use it, but I have to check some things because depending on the system of the user, I need to add some new functions. For the moment it's only for Windows, but I want to make this installer available for Windows, Mac OS and Linux. So that's it. I think it's pretty easy to use. You just you maybe want to change, of course, the background, the images to fit your game. Then as we saw earlier, we just need to export our game for desktop. We select here which kind of export we want and hit package. We package the zip file, rename that package to game. So remember this, we have downloaded this one, which is the game itself. So in our case I think it was named something like that. Okay, so this is what you get from GDevelop when you package the game as a zip file. So extract this one, okay, so now, sorry, I don't know what I did. We extract this, we name the folder game, and we compress that folder again. So now inside this we have a folder named game, and this one is the same as this one. You just copy this your game to the assets folder, and inside the main you have the name here. Just put the name of your game and everything is going to work. I really like to have some testers because I'm alone here, and I have a MacBook and a Windows PC, but it's only me, which is pretty lonely to test the installer itself. Okay, so if you want to test it and share your feedback, it's going to be good. This is because I have opened it, so let me close this, and now you go out. Okay, and this is everything I want to show today. So bye bye guys.